this time, I will now hand the presentation over to Mr. DeJarvis Leonard. Mr. Leonard?
Good morning. Thank you, Callie. And we thank you for joining us for our October media briefing. We have a unique media briefing this time. It's a little different than before. We will focus our attention on the things that the milestones that we've met, and also we will focus our attention on some major events that will be occurring and making some maps and other things available for the public to use and motorists to use as they travel in Birmingham during this next week or so. And as we always start off with is the overall view of the map, which shows all the phases of the work. Phase A, which was the lengthening of the bridges at 12th and 31st Street. Phase 1 was the widening of the bridges at 2nd, 3rd, and 4th Avenue on I-65. And then phase 2, when we finished the modification of the interchange at 5920 and I-65. And we're focusing our attention on phase 3, which is the replacement of the CBD bridge 5920 through downtown Birmingham and the modification of the interchanges at Red Mountain Expressway and 31st Street. So as the progress continues on phase 3, we have actually completed installing all the segments, the 2,316 segments for the mainline bridges of 5920. Keep in mind, this is just a milestone. This is not the completion. The final segment was set on October the 14th, around 6 o'clock. This is a view that the contractor elected to highlight as he brought the last segment in, highlighting the American flag and the Alabama flag. This is where the last segment was set. Johnson Brothers has done an excellent job in the logistics of organizing and getting these segments installed in a timely manner. This is a view of the last segment as it was brought in on the dolly and how it's been attached with the lifting device, and it was lifted in place. And it was a great day for this project and a milestone that we have reached to install the final segment of the 5920 bridge through downtown Birmingham. I want to show you an aerial view of the completed mainline bridges. We still have some work to complete, but this is a view of the bridge as it stands, as it is as of last week. This is 17th Street off-ramp. You can see the media barrier is being placed and has been placed in many locations along the mainline bridges. Got double barrier on the inside with a single barrier on the outside. We're Alabama School of Fine Arts, crossing 19th Street, Boutwell parking deck, Boutwell Auditorium, BJCC on your left coming up. And you can see how it will look when you're driving this bridge in the future. Sheraton Hotel on your left, Justice Center on your right. You can see the Western Hotel to your left there, parking deck for the Western and the BJCC. Uptown sign. Uptown is to your left. This is the ramp coming from 31st Street. This is the off-ramp that will go to Red Mountain Expressway southbound. Still have some work to complete. Some of the closure pours are being constructed at this time. Contract is still moving forward to make sure that the work is done in a timely manner and done correctly. This is the ramp if you're exiting from 59 northbound, if you want to go to 31st Street. And this is the ramp that's coming from Red Mountain Expressway northbound down to the new ramps, to the new main line. And this is the 31st Street on ramp. So there's still some work on our conventional bridges that has to be done. But you can see that the main line segmental construction is all in place. They're still post-tensioning some, but for the most part, the mainline bridges are in place, except for the barrier rail. You can see the barrier rail is not complete on this end and some of the closure ports. And this is some of the work that has to be done. As I mentioned, this is a milestone that we've met, but we still have several closure ports that have to be done, the barrier rail. We still have to grind the deck to make sure it rides smooth. Then we will groove the deck. The lighting for the main line would have to be installed along the barrier rail, and then we will stripe the main line bridges and the conventional bridges, and we'll make sure the signs are in place at that time. But there's still some of the conventional bridges that still have to be complete before we can open this attraction. This is a view of Red Mountain Expressway looking southbound. You can see the ramps and the configuration of the ramps. This is the main line. This is the ramp coming from Red Mountain Expressway that will go to 59 toward Tuscaloosa. This is the ramp from 31st Street. Will go to the main line toward Tuscaloosa. You can see another view of the main line bridges underneath here. This is a view looking east at Red Mountain Expressway. These are the existing ramps to 25th Street. Again, you can see the 31st Street on-ramp, and you can see the Red Mountain Expressway ramp going toward Tuscaloosa. And this is the off-ramp from 59 northbound to 31st Street. This is a view looking west at Red Mountain Expressway. Another view of the 31st Street on-ramp, the existing 25th Street off and on-ramp. This is a view of the ramp from the main line going to Red Mountain Expressway, Caraway. This is a view of the end of the bridges of the 5920 mainline bridges. Again, I want to focus attention here that shows you the separation of the 31st Street off-ramp and the Red Mountain Expressway on-ramp to 59. This was where we had a lot of accidents, crashes in the previous configuration of the interchange. That is separated now, and so that conflict is removed in this new design. Not only are we working on the mainline bridges and the completion of the CBD bridges, we also are continuing to work on City Walk. This is where Birmingham connects. We're working on the final design, working on the final agreements on how it will be maintained and operated and maintained. This is a view of the master plan that we presented to the public about a month ago and gave everyone an opportunity to see what the final design of City Walk would look like. We want to focus some attention today on the fact that we know that next weekend there will be a lot of motorists and participants as a part of the Magic City Classic. We have provided maps after working with our partners, the contractor, BJCC, City of Birmingham, the Birmingham Police Department. We also work with the Sheriff's Department, and the event team for the event is Bruno Event Team. And we appreciate the cooperation that we've gotten from each of our partners as we've come together to develop a plan for the traffic to be able to flow during that time. Number one, during Saturday's parade from 6 a.m. to 12 noon, from 6 a.m. to 12 noon, 17th Street off ramps will be closed from all directions from 65 South, 59 North, and 65 North. 17th Street off ramps will be closed from 6 a.m. Saturday morning until noon. If you're traveling northbound on 65 from Montgomery and you want to go to the parade, the city and the police department is asking you to exit at 3rd Avenue North and then find a parking area near to get to the parade route. If you're traveling southbound from Huntsville, you'll also exit at 6th Avenue North and then travel over to 3rd Avenue to go into a route and park also. If you're traveling 59 northbound, you'll exit at 6th Avenue North and then enter into the parade route also. If you're traveling 59 southbound, however, from the airport, you'll need to exit at the Red Mountain Expressway Caraway exit, get off at Caraway, and cross over Caraway on 6th Avenue to enter the area where you'll be able to park for the parade. There will be officers and attendants who will be directing traffic to help give you locations where to park. If you're traveling on US 280 from Red Mountain Expressway from 459, or we ask you to exit at 2nd Avenue North and find a location to park also. We also realize that there's going to be a lot of pedestrian traffic in and around our project during the Magic City Classic weekend. So we have identified and have provided pedestrian corridors. Those corridors is 19th Street and Richard Arrington Boulevard. So we're asking pedestrians, if you're traveling through the project site, we ask you to use either 19th Street or Richard Arrington. That will be a designated area that will be blocked off for the pedestrians to be able to travel through the project area. And we appreciate your cooperation. We appreciate your patience with us as we continue to finalize this project through downtown Birmingham. Also, we will be giving updates on the map. There is a chance that 15th or 16th Street will be closed. All other streets should be open during this weekend. There is a chance that either 15th or 16th Street North will be closed, one or the other. And we will have that posted if it is closed, and if they're open, we would also let you know that those two routes are open also. So look for an update at 5920bridge.com, and you'll be able to get information. And we'll link to the Magic City Classic website also. So information is available for anyone who wants to attend these events. And we also realize that there are other events that are occurring, especially Saturday night. There's going to be a major concert, the Eric Church concert, which is going to have quite a few participants also Saturday night. So we encourage them to use the same pedestrian corridors during that period of time. And with that, we want you to remember, drive slow, pay attention to where you're driving, be patient, and plan ahead. And please don't be distracted while you're driving. With that, I'll turn it back over to Cal.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Leonard. As a reminder, don't forget to follow us on our social media outlets, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and the 5920 Bridge website. At this time, we're going to begin taking questions. If you have a question, please type it in the box on the lower right-hand side of the screen. Okay, it looks like we don't have any questions. So, Mr. Leonard, is there anything else you want to add before we conclude today's call?
Again, I want to thank motorists for being so patient with us as we continue to improve the infrastructure through Birmingham. We are excited about the milestones that we have met, and we will be working very diligent to bring this project to completion and get traffic back on 5920. And we appreciate all the cooperation from our partners who have helped us along the way.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Leonard. As a reminder, we will post a recording of this presentation on the 5920 website at 5920bridge.com. The website contains all the most current information on the project, and we encourage you to utilize the website as a resource for closure announcements, media gallery for photos, and current content. If you have any questions following today's meeting, please contact Linda Crockett. And if nothing else at this time, this will conclude today's briefing. Thank you, everyone.